demand. Degree of elasticity of demand are divided by 5, which is perfectly elastic, elastic, perfectly inelastic, unitary elastic, and inelastic. Perfectly elastic demand is said to happen when a little change in price leads to an infinite change in quantity demanded. A small rise in price on the part of the seller reduces the demand to zero. In this case, the shape of the demand curve will be horizontal straight line. Elastic demand. Elastic demand refers to a situation in which a small change in price leads to a big change in quantity demanded. In such case, elasticity of demand is said to be more than 1. Perfectly inelastic demand is opposite to perfectly elastic demand. Under the perfectly inelastic demand, irrespective of any rise or fall in price of a commodity, the quantity demanded remains the same. The elasticity of demand in this case will be equal to 0. The demand is said to be unitary elastic when a given proportionate change in the price level brings about an equal proportionate change in quantity demanded. The numerical value of an unitary elastic demand is exactly 1. Under the relatively inelastic demand, a given percentage change in price produces a relatively less percentage change in quantity demanded. In such a case, elasticity of demand is said to be less than 1.
There is also a degree of elasticity of supply.
Elasticity of supply. Degree of elasticity of supply divided into 5, which is perfectly inelastic, perfectly elastic, unitary elastic, elastic, and inelastic. Perfectly inelastic is when quantity supplied remains unchanged with change in price. It is said to be zero or perfectly inelastic supply. Such situation in graph is represented by a straight line which is parallel to y-axis. Next is perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic is when a slight or minimal change in price causes infinite change in quantity supplied. It is said to be infinite or perfectly elastic supply. In a graph, such situation is represented by a straight line which is parallel to x-axis. Unitary elastic is when percentage change in quantity supplied is exactly equal to percentage change in price. The situation is known as unitary elastic supply. This situation is graph represented by an upward slope which intersects the origin. Relatively elastic supply is when percentage change in quantity supplied is greater than percentage change in price. The condition is known as relatively elastic supply. This situation, when plotted in graph, makes an upward slope which intersects positive y-axis. And the last one is inelastic supply. Inelastic supply is when the percentage change in quantity supplied is lesser than percentage change in price. The condition is known as relatively inelastic supply. This situation, when plotted in graph, makes highly inclined upward slope which intersects positive x-axis.
Type of elasticity of demand and type of elasticity of supply.
For price elasticity of demand, there are 3 types, which is price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand, and cross elasticity of demand. First is price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand is the ratio of the percentage change in the quantity demand of a product to a percentage change in price. Formula for the price elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in price. Don't forget to put negative here. Next, we move to the income elasticity of demand. This is the ratio of the percentage change in the quantity demand to a percentage change in income. Formula of income elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in income. Last, for price elasticity of demand is cross elasticity of demand.
Cross elasticity of demand is the ratio of the percentage change in quantity demand of a good X to a percentage change in the price of goods Y. Formula for cross elasticity of demand is percentage change in the quantity demanded of good X divided by percentage change in the price of good Y. For elasticity of supply, we only have one type, which is price elasticity of supply. Price elasticity of supply is the ratio of the percentage change in the quantity supplied of a product to the percentage change in its price. The formula of price elasticity of supply is percentage change in quantity supply divided by percentage change in price.
Elasticity of demand and supply. Elasticity of close substitute. Demand is elastic if the product has many substitute, and elastic if it has a few substitute. Okay, next is the adjustment to a price change over time. The elasticity of demand in the short run is elastic because it is quite difficult to find substitute. However, in the long run, the elasticity of demand will be elastic due to consumers can make adjustment and have time to find other substitute. Type of goods, which is necessities versus luxuries. The demand for necessities good is inelastic. Meanwhile, the luxuries good, it will tend to be very elastic. This is because consumer would respond much to a fall in its price. So the last is the proportion of total income spent on particular product. If consumers have to spend a large portion of their income or budget on a product, its demand will be elastic. Otherwise, demand will be inelastic. So next we move to the determinant of price elasticity of supply. Firstly, perishability. If a product is easily perishable, especially agriculture products, then a supply would be inelastic. But an increase in price will not bring about a change or rise in the quantity supplied. Next is gestation period. Gestation period refers to the time needed to produce something. So in agriculture product take a long time to produce compared to manufacturing product. Thus, the supply of manufacturing product is elastic and the supply of agriculture product is inelastic. Time period. The supply of goods is more elastic in the long run compared to the short run. And lastly, cost and feasibility of storage. If the change in supply required only a small change in production cost, most likely the supply will be inelastic. However, if the change in supply involves a major change in cost, the supply tends to be elastic. Goods are too costly to be stored will have low elasticity of supply.